Hi, my name is Cynthia Perkins, and I'm going to show you how to add and subtract fractions. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to find the greatest common factor of two numbers. We use this to reduce fractions, which is sometimes necessary after adding or subtracting them. The first thing we need to know is, what is a factor? When you're multiplying numbers such as 2 times 3, 2 times 3, the numbers you are multiplying are the factors, and the answer is the multiple. In 7 times 8 equals 56, 7 times 8 are the factors, and 56 is the multiple. When you're listing factors of a number, it's best to begin with the number 1 and then continue listing the factors in order. With this method, you are less likely to miss any of the factors. 1 and 12 are factors of 12 because 1 times 12 equals 12. So the rest of the factors of 12 are 2 and 6 and 3 and 4. The factors of 24 are 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, and 4 and 6. All of these numbers can be multiplied to equal 24. We will begin by listing the factors of the numerator and the denominator. We're going to list the factors of 4 and the factors of 6, and then we are going to reduce 4/6 into its lowest form. We'll begin with 4. The factors are 1 and 4, 2 and 2. The factors of 6 are 1 and 6 and 2 and 3. Now we need to look at these numbers and see what are the numbers that they have in common. Well, they have a 1 in common, and they have a 2 in common. 2 is the largest number that they have in common, so it is the greatest common factor. So we're going to go up to the top, and we are going to divide the numerator and the denominator by 2. We'll start with the numerator. 4 divided by 2 equals 2, and 6 divided by 2 equals 3. So 2/3 is the lowest form of 4/6. Let's try another one. 24 over 27. We're going to start with 24. 1 and 24, 2 and 12, because 2 times 12 equals 24, 3 times 8 equals 24, and 4 times 6 equals 24. Now let's do the factors of 27. 1 and 27, 3 and 9. And I believe that's all. Now, what is the highest number that they have in common? The number 3. So we're going to go up to the top, and we are going to divide the 24 by 3, and we get 8. We'll divide 27 by 3, and we get 9. So 8 over 9 is our answer. Let's try another one, 6 over 9. The factors of 6 are 1 and 6 and 2 and 3. The factors of 9 are 1 and 9 and 3 and 3. The highest number that they have in common is the number 3. So we are going to divide the 6 by 3 and get 2. We'll divide the 9 by 3 and we get 3. So 6/9 can be reduced to 2/3. Okay, I'm going to let you try this one on your own. 18 over 20. First find the factors of 18 and then find the factors of 20. I'll give you a little bit of time to do this. Okay, the factors of 18 are 1 and 18, 2 and 9, and 3 and 6. The factors of 20 are 1 and 20, 2 and 10, and 4 and 5. Let's see, the highest number they have in common is 2. So we're going to go up to the top and we will divide the 18 by 2 and get 9. The 20 divided by 2 is 10, and that gives us 9 over 10. Let's do another one, 30 over 54. The factors of 54 are 1 and 54, 2 and 27, 3 and 18, 6 and 9. The factors of 30 are 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, and 5 and 6. The largest number they have in common is 6. So we'll go up to the top and divide 30 by 6 and get 5. 54 divided by 6 equals 9. So the answer is 5 over 9. You try this one. I'll give you a few minutes to do it. First, find the factors of 8, and then find the factors of 20. Okay, the factors of 8 are 1 and 8, 2 and 4, and the factors of 20 are 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 and 5. The highest number they have in common is 4. So we're going to go up to the top and divide the 8 by 4, and that gives us 2. We divide the 20 by 4, and that gives us 5. 2/5 is our answer. Okay, now we're going to learn how to find the lowest common multiple of two numbers. We're going to start with 2 and 3. Remember, a multiple is the answer you get when multiplying numbers. In 2 times 3 equals 6, 2 times 3 are the factors, and the multiple is 6, just like I said before. In fractions, the lowest common multiple is also known as the lowest common denominator. We're going to list the multiples of each number until we reach the first number that they have in common. We'll begin with 2. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6, and there we have it. 6 is the lowest common multiple of 2 and 3. Now let's try another one. Do this one with me. We'll begin with 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 5 times 1 is 5. 3 times 2 is 6. 5 times 2 is 10. 3 times 3 is 9. 5 times 3 is 15. 3 times 4 is 12. 5 times 4 is 20. And 3 times 5 is 15. There it is. 15 is the lowest common multiple of 3 and 5. Try this next one. I'm going to give you a little bit of time, about 1.5 minutes. If you think you will need more time, just pause the video. Okay, 10 times 1 is 10. 12 times 1 is 12. 10 times 2 is 20. 12 times 2 is 24. 10 times 3 is 30. 12 times 3 is 36. 10 times 4 is 40. 12 times 4 is 48. 10 times 5 is 50. 12 times 5 is 60. And 10 times 5, or 6, no, 10 times 6 is 60. So there we have it. 60 is our lowest common multiple of 10 and 12. Okay, now we're going to learn how to add fractions with common denominators. If they have the same denominator, it's really easy to do this. All you have to do is add the two numerators on the top. 2 plus 1 is 3. And we keep the same denominator on the bottom, which is 5. And that's all there is to adding fractions with common denominators. Now let's learn how to add fractions with different denominators. What we have to do is we first have to find the lowest common denominator, or the lowest common multiple of 5 and 3, just like we were just doing. We will start by listing the multiples of 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 5 times 1 is 5. 3 times 2 is 6. 5 times 2 is 10. 3 times 3 is 9. 5 times 3 is 15. 3 times 4 is 12. 5 times 4 is 20. And 3 times 5 is 15. So there we go. 15 is the lowest common denominator of 5 and 3. So we place the 15 down here. Now we have to see how many times 5 goes into 15. Since 5 times 3 equals 15, then the answer is 3. Now we multiply that 3 times the numerator of 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 goes into 15 5 times. 5 times the numerator 1 is 5. And 6 plus 5 is 11. And we keep our denominator at 15. Let's try another one. 4 times 1 is 4. 8 times 1 is 8. 4 times 2 is 8. And there we go. 8 is our lowest common denominator. 4 goes into 8 2 times. 2 times the numerator 1 is 2. 8 goes into 8 one time. 1 times the numerator 1 is 1. Now we add the numerators. 2 plus 1 is 3, and that goes over our common denominator of 8. Now let's try one with subtraction. Subtraction is the same thing. We have to find the lowest common denominator of 5 and 3. 5 times 1 is 5. 3 times 1 is 3. 5 times 2 is 10. 3 times 2 is 6. 5 times 3 is 15. 3 times 3 is 9. 5 times 4 is 20. 3 times 4 is 12. 5 times 5 is 25. And 3 times 5 is 15. So there we go. 15 is our lowest common denominator. We place that down here. 5 goes into 15 3 times. 3 times our numerator 2 is 6. 3 goes into 15 5 times. 5 times 1 is 5. Our numerator 6 minus 5 is 1. And that goes over 15. You try this next one. I'm going to give you about a minute and a half, and if you think you need more time, that's okay. Just pause the video. Okay, we're going to find the lowest common denominator of 9 and 12. 12 times 1 is 12. 9 times 1 is 9. 12 times 2 is 24. 9 times 2 is 18. 12 times 3 is 36. 9 times 3 is 27. 12 times 4 is 48. 9 times 4 is 36. And 36 is our lowest common denominator. We place that down here. 9 goes into 36 4 times. 4 times the numerator 1 equals 4. 12 goes into 36 3 times. 3 times the numerator 5 equals 15. 4 plus 15 equals 19. And that goes over 36. Okay, you try this one. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And 8 is our common denominator. We put the 8 down here. 4 goes into 8 2 times. 2 times 1 is 2. 8 goes into 8 one time. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1, and that goes over 8. Try this next one. Six times 1 is 6. 9 times 1 is 9. 6 times 2 is 12. 9 times 2 is 18. And 6 times 3 is 18. So there we go. 18 is our lowest common denominator. 9 goes into 18 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. 6 goes into 18 3 times. 3 times 1 is 3. 4 plus 3 is 7. And that goes over 18. Try this one. Six times 1 is 6. 5 times 1 is 5. 6 times 2 is 12. 5 times 2 is 10. 6 times 3 is 18. 5 times 3 is 15. 6 times 4 is 24. 5 times 4 is 20. 6 times 5 is 30. 5 times 5 is 25. And there you go. 30 is our lowest common denominator. 5 goes into 30 6 times. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 goes into 30 5 times. 5 times 1 is 5. 6 minus 5 is 1, and that goes over 30. Fractions are much easier to do if you know your multiplication tables really well. So if you don't know your multiplication tables really, really well, I would suggest that you learn them. It will make your math easier for you from here on, because you're going to be using multiplication a lot from this point on. Okay, try this next one. Okay, in this one, I can see that 18 is the lowest common denominator. And I know that because I know that 9 times 2 is 18. 18 goes into 18 one time. 1 times 5 is 5. 9 goes into 18 two times. 2 times 2 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. And that goes over 18. Try this next one. On this one, I knew that 12 was the lowest common denominator. Again, because I know my multiplication tables really well, I knew that 4 was actually a factor of 12 because 4 times 3 equals 12. 4 goes into 12 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. 12 goes into 12 one time. 1 times 1 is 1. 9 plus 1 is 10, and that goes over 12. However, 10 over 12 can be reduced. It can be reduced by dividing by the number 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 12 divided by 2 is 6. Try this next one. Okay, 5 is a factor of 10. 5 times 2 equals 10, and that is our lowest common denominator. 5 goes into 10 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. 10 goes into 10 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. 6 plus 3 is 9, and that goes over 10. Try this next one. Okay, 6 is our lowest common denominator. 3 times 2 equals 6. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. 6 goes into 6 one time. 1 times 1 is 1. 4 plus 1 is 5, and that goes over 6. Try this next one. 3 is a factor of 12, and 12 is our lowest common denominator. 3 goes into 12 4 times. 4 times 1 is 4. 12 goes into 12 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. And 4 plus 3 is 7, and that goes over our 12. Try this next one. Five goes into 24 times. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 is our lowest common denominator. 20 goes into 21 times. 1 times 7 is 7. 5 goes into 24 times. 4 times 1 is 4. 7 minus 4 is 3, and that goes over 20. Try this next one. The lowest common denominator on this one is 12. 12 goes into 12 one time. 1 times 5 is 5. 4 goes into 12 3 times. 3 times 1 is 3. 5 minus 3 is 2, and that goes over 12. However, that can be reduced down to 1 over 6. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. But even more importantly, I hope that it helped you to understand fractions a little better.